this as a test. Okay, so hit join. Boom. Add.
Boom.
Yeah. All right. You're live. Turn. All right. How's that?
Still an echo.
Is there an echo now?
Yeah. All right, we'll just go live with yours.
All right. Sorry about that. We were trying something new. But when you're sitting right next to each other and you try going live on both channels, I guess you could go live on yours and then just set it there right next to it, right? Like we did last time.
Like separate, but
separate, but right next to each other, because then it's not going to have an echo. Because what was happening is it was recording. If you're curious what we're talking about, Wayne and I are trying new things as YouTubers, and one of the things we were trying to do is go live on both of our channels on the same screen, and it was creating a little bit of an echo. So we cut his off, but he's going to go live on his separately. And it shouldn't have any echo. Like, you should be watching one or the other. I suppose if you're watching both at the same time, you're going to have some echo. But here we are live at the Venetian. Here we go. Put it this way. All the way to the end of the table.
There we go.
There we go. Now we're on both. Great. Sort of. Let me scooch this one that way.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties, but okay, Boomer, we're getting it figured out. We're here live at the Venetian, and we are going to be going live on the live stream at Venetian Poker Live as well as Poker Go. And we're here to answer any questions for you guys and just give you guys a little chat. We do this all the time. Wayne, how are you feeling so far, sir? Being like this is going to be your first poker live stream.
First live stream, yeah. So had to go get some more funds, ready for what's to come. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I wanted to make a note that we've been putting out that the stream does start at 5 o'clock, which we are actually playing at 5 o'clock Pacific time. And if you're in the building, you can see it actually live. But for most of you who are not here in Vegas, you're probably going to be watching it on YouTube, Venetian Poker Live. So that is actually going to be on an hour delay. So that will be 6 p.m. Pacific time, or a lot of you on the East Coast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
yeah,
just wanted to make that clear. But yeah, should be really fun. We got a really good lineup. Most of these people, actually all of them we've played with before multiple times. So
yeah, and not only that, but what's nice about us getting on at like 9 o'clock at night Eastern time and running until 2 o'clock in the morning is a lot of those basketball games are going to end. Mm-hmm. We've reached out to a lot of different poker rooms across the country that said that they're going to be showing the live stream. So, that's going to be awesome for everybody involved, because it's going to give more exposure to the Venetian Poker Live, more exposure to mixed PLO, more exposure to Wayne and myself. But yeah, let us know. I mean, these mixed PLO games, like one of their big concerns, which is a valid concern, is, everybody and their third cousin's familiar with No Limit Hold'em. I mean, it's 2 cards. It's like 7-card stud. I mean, I think that's how the game was invented, right? Like, you had 10 people who wanted to play 7-card stud, and they're like, well, instead, we'll just deal 2 cards to everybody and do a flop. By the way, No Limit or Hold'em, which was a limit game that started, also required every player to ante, very similar to 7-card stud. In any case, but it gives more exposure to these mixed games. So if you want to see more mixed games, if you want to see more Parliament Omaha, more Big O, more double board bomb pots on the live stream, definitely tune in, make some comments, hit a like, hit a share, put it on social media. Try getting the word out, like, hey guys, this is great. You should tune in. The other thing that surprised me is since the live stream is today, like literally in the last 24 hours, we've had several people reach out to us and they're like, hey, how do I get on the live stream, or can I get on the live stream? What's your reaction to that?
I mean, live streams are one of the big things in poker. Of course, you had the first one, not the first. I don't know if it's the first one, but Live at the Bike years ago. You got Hustler. Now you have the Lodge. You have Texas has a bunch of them. So I mean, now you're starting to see these casinos realize like, hey, if we can put live games out, that's going to attract a whole new audience. And credit to the Venetian for giving us the opportunity to highlight some different games. To my knowledge, there's never been a mixed game similar to what we're going to be showing tonight. Where I mean, obviously there's been Parliament Omaha streams. There's maybe been a couple Big O streams. Probably I'd imagine like Texas, as that's kind of the Big O capital. But I don't know if there's ever been a PLO, Big O, and double board bomb pot stream. So
yeah, and we're doing an entire orbit of double board bomb pots. So it's one of those things that, like, when we first started up the game, a lot of games when you do no limit hold'em, even like no limit hold'em at the Venetian, at the Wynn, at my understanding, at a lot of places in Texas, when the dealer does a push, they do a double board bomb pot and pot limit Omaha. So it was one of those things, and with the World Series of Poker doing specifically a double board bomb pot, pot limit Omaha bracelet, which thank God we checked last night. Initially, it was pot limit Omaha and then one double board bomb pot every like 8 hands. Thank you for whoever convinced the tournament directors or anybody at the WSOP, because now it's 100% double board bomb pots. It's on my birthday, June 6th. Guaranteed you I'm going to be playing it, but I got it circled, highlighted. Even if my wife flies in, I'm still going to be playing that tournament. It's one of those things that we're going to be doing this live stream. So this is going to be awesome. Matt says, hello, Josh and Wayne. Good luck for tonight's stream from the Isle of Man. Hell yeah, Matt. You know, I might be seeing you out there at the Irish Open. I was playing with a bunch of guys from UK last night on Parliament Omaha, and they're like, Professor, you need to go out there. PLO 6 is great. He goes, people are going to recognize you. He said, it's the Irish Open. There's a bunch of drunk Irishmen. I don't know if you know my heritage, but I'm Scottish and Irish. It's probably why I like telling so many stories, and I tend to talk too much during these things. But in any yeah, so where was I going with that? Yeah, so we're going to be doing double board bomb pots. Wayne, are you? What's the thing you're? And we don't rehearse any of this. We don't even tell each other what we're going to ask any questions. We're completely genuine, even though it's 1:30 and I'm on this tequila.
hey.
But what is the thing that you're looking forward to most when it comes to double board bomb pots on the stream? Because keep in mind, a whole orbit of this, basically a third of the game is going to be double board bomb pots. What are you looking forward to most about that being on the stream?
I think I'm just really looking forward to putting it out there and just having some content for people to refer to. I mean, one of the points that we were trying to make, or that we did make to Venetian's team, is letting them know that Big O and these double board bomb pots have really come about these last couple years. I mean, look no further than to the World Series of Poker. 2023, 2 years ago, they had the inaugural Big O event. That was a 1,500. I think it got almost 1,500 entries. Then last year you had the 10K Big O, which was added.
I think that had like 400 entries. As you guys might have noticed, I lasted 6 hours and dropped the F-bomb about 10 times after I busted.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
That happens. It's a good learning experience, but go on.
And then last year as well, besides the 10K Big O, they added the, it was kind of a weird event, but they made the step in the right direction. It was a round of no limit, a round of PLO with one no limit bomb pot and then one PLO bomb pot. It's kind of weird, but they did kind of correct it this year, as Josh mentioned before, with the all bomb pot event. So I'm just excited to put some content out there, because there are even a lot of Hold'em players who actually learn, and I think it's a little harder to do it this way, but there are a lot of Hold'em players that actually learn PLO double board bomb pots before they learn actual PLO, which is kind of difficult in my opinion. But just putting some content out there, just kind of giving people some strategies as far as how to play these. I mean, really, when you kind of boil it down, you are trying to scoop the pot. A lot of times you'll see people chasing really for one side of the board, which you're trying to scoop the hand first and foremost. If you cannot scoop the hand, you really want to have a very, very strong hand on one of the boards. But so just excited to put some content out there.
Yeah, and if you guys are curious, it wasn't this last meetup game, but the previous meetup game, there was a $10,000 pot in the 5-5 game on double board bomb pot, and one board, a pair of sixes, won half of it. So that player is in action tonight. So we are going to see him. You guys might have seen him a couple of times on my vlogs. You might have seen him a couple times on Wayne's, but we're looking forward to playing with every single one of the guys that are going to be on the stream tonight. And I mean, obviously, your money's on you, Wayne. But besides you, who do you think might do really well? Because Dr. Chris or Dr. Costa played the 2550 Big O on Sunday, and he crushed it. He won like 30K. So do you think that's going to affect his play at all? Do you think he's going to be a little bit more loose, or do you think he's just going to bring his normal stuff?
I think he's going to be more action. I mean, coming off that win of 30K with a lot of momentum. He's usually pretty splashy, but he'll probably be even more so this stream. I think you definitely can't count out Jared, aka Intinct, for no other reason than the fact that he has just literally destroyed all of our meetup games.
When I've looked at his charts, or when he's shared his charts on the meetup games, it's amazing. It's like, you know, whatever it is, and then it's like the meetup game's like, whoa! It's like doing hurdles, you know, woo, woo, and he for whatever reason just absolutely crushes it. Yeah, it's funny because sometimes he doesn't get it in with the best equity, so he just picks, I guess, really good spots and big pots. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it'll be nice to be able to review all of these players on the live stream later on. That way, it just makes us be able to crush their hopes and dreams down the road. Sorry, Jonathan and Chris. No, just joking. But no, it'll be nice to finally see like other people's hands and how they played it from my perspective, so that way I can either understand it, because I can reflect back on the moment and be like, you know, what was going on, what was I thinking, things like that. It's one of those things where when I do my content, my vlog and stuff, I'll go back and review hands. And Wayne, you know this, like last December, I was putting out a video. We were here for so long, we did some editing, and I was like, oh my God, Wayne, you got to come see this hand. It's a $5,000 pot. I don't remember who wins it, you know? So sometimes I have those, you know, you just play so many hands, you can't remember all of them. I play a lot more hands than most, but so maybe that rule only applies to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll just be great to highlight these different games. And of course, just a reminder, we do have our meetup game tomorrow, which normally the PLO mix starts at 5 o'clock. But when we're here, you know, we do get some extra people that come out. So that's going to start up at 2 o'clock. I believe we already have about 11 or 12 names on the list. So it's 8-handed. So we got a full table, you know, table and a half, essentially, if everyone shows up. We expect that with the stream to continue to increase. So if you're going to be in town, you know, definitely come on by. It's a great way to learn these three games. I mean, a lot of the reason we set up this mix is because a lot of players know PLO. Obviously, the last 4 or 5 years, it's really grown quite a bit. But a lot of those same players are not super comfortable with double board PLO bomb pots and or Big O. That's usually the progression. You kind of go from, you know, Hold'em to PLO4. Then you learn these bomb pots, as most casinos, I mean, especially here in town, I mean, most places on dealer pushes have a double board bomb pot, even in Hold'em games. And then once you learn those, then naturally you say, okay, let's add an extra card. Maybe you go PLO5, but then, you know, you go to Big O, which is, you know, adding the completely different aspect of having the low in there as well. So that's usually the game that a lot of you are not super comfortable with. You know, we'll get a lot of folks that will walk by and they'll say, oh, what is this? I mean, they'll see the cup where it has a couple $100 in there, and that's of course the small blind jackpot. But people are like, oh wow, if they're thinking it's like a $200 straddle or something. But once we tell them the game mix, they say, oh, I usually know PLO, but I don't know Big O. So being able to have some footage out there and just giving people more exposure to it is going to really help grow the game.
Well, and here's the other part about it. Like, that's part of the allure of the mix, is it's very few people who are going to be really good in all three. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience, and if you guys have seen me punt before, sometimes you're tilted from one game and it transitions over to another. And whether you're experienced or, you know, whatever the case may be, sometimes you're human too, and you punt too. So you've seen me do that, and you might even see it today. I don't know. Maybe it'll look like a ridiculous move. Who knows? But it definitely transitions over from one game to the next, because you have to switch hats on, you know, fairly quickly. It's round by round. And it definitely brings a different aspect to the game. And so that's something that I think takes a lot of people to adjust. But like, when you do talk to people about the mix and they're like, "Oh, Big O, I'm not that comfortable with it." It's like, well, when everybody first starts out, no one's really that comfortable with it until you've just played and churned a ton of hours into it. And even then, sometimes people can be not so comfortable with it, because they don't know if they're getting quartered or if they're getting half or what the case may be. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It was funny because we took a gentleman out to breakfast yesterday. He's the runner up, the next person who's on the stream in case somebody leaves. And he even said, he was like, "I'm not comfortable with Big O," and we're like, "Well, yeah, okay, well that's kind of the idea, right? Like some people aren't going to be comfortable with one of those three games, and it just puts them out of that comfort zone. So it gives you a lot more ability to read the situation, I suppose, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the tough part about Big O is you really can't find pot limit Big O in that many places. I mean, I live in San Diego. There is a casino by me, Ocean's 11, that does run a 2-3 pot limit Big O almost daily. But from talking to a lot of you, it's really not that. It's not that available. I mean, I guess Texas would be probably the most prevalent spot. I've heard like Oklahoma as well, but really besides that, I don't know of many places that run a pot limit Big O now. If you're talking just limit, like a limit '08, which is 4 card, but a lot of times you'll have like a limit Big O. Obviously, a different game being limit, but that at least would probably help you transition. Playing that obviously in limit, the amount you can lose is obviously capped, so you can kind of probably learn it on the cheap, more so than like a pot limit game. But just putting this content out there is just going to help grow these games. I mean, so while we do run the mix, which obviously has PLO, Double Board Bomb Pot, and Big O, the cool thing about the Venetian is they also offer all three of those games individually. Of course, you can get PLO, Double Board Bomb Pots. I believe they have it scheduled Thursday through Sunday. It runs
Starts at 4 o'clock every Thursday through Sunday.
4 o'clock. So we got a lot of players that play that. But then Big O, I mean, we'll also run probably a good like 2-3 times a week, just a straight up 1-2 Big O. So if you're in town,
and they do PLO 5 too. So like last week they had all 5 games going on Saturday. They had PLO 4, PLO 5, Big O, Double Board Bomb Pot, and the mix. So I mean, it's really great that the Venetian's doing this. I know traditionally that some of their competitors have been known as like the PLO places, but obviously that's why they brought Wayne and I along to help bring some of those PLO games on over. You guys going to be around the Venetian next weekend too? Unfortunately, no, but I might be in Ireland, as Mets Gaming has noted, because of some things going on over there. I don't know that. I'll find out if I'm in Ireland probably in the next 24 to 36 hours or so. Cool. But yeah, I'm not going to be here next week. We are coming back on April 28th is the next live stream. It's the last Friday of the month is the next live stream. And then the last Saturday of the month is our next meetup game. But the mix goes every single Saturday, whether we're here or not, at 5 o'clock. So if you do want to get on the mix list, it does go live at noon on Poker Atlas. We did that because one thing that we found out, and this is really funny, like every place that we travel to, we find different nuances or idiosyncrasies about them. And one thing we found out in Vegas is a lot of people will throw their names on a lot of different lists. It's kind of like making a reservation at like 3 different restaurants when you have a date on a Friday night, and then you pick up your date and you're like, where would you like to go out to eat? We can go to these places. And then you only pick one. So we found out, and I hate to say this, but Vegas seems to have that put me on the list, and you expect them to show up, and then some people do, some people are reliable, and some people aren't. But it seems to be like a common theme that they do that. So we changed it from a pre-made list, which also doesn't invite the tourists to add their names on the list, which you want new names and new blood to going in there, especially like when their wives are shopping in these high-end stores and they walk into the poker room. You want them to be able to get in one of these games. So the list is live at noon. If it starts before 5 o'clock, it starts before 5 o'clock. Like if 6 people are there and they're like, let's get it going, they'll get it going. And that's really the best way to do it. I've experienced every other way you can describe to me in the book, and there's no use in arguing with me because I just know that's the best way of doing it. Wouldn't you agree, Wayne?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because a lot of people will look at the list to determine if they're going to make the trip to the Strip. Because a lot of people don't live necessarily right on the strip. They live 20, 30 minutes outside of town, so they see 23 names on the list. Like, okay, this game's definitely going to go. It's only 8-handed, but then half of those people are, like Josh said, they put their name on the list at a couple other casinos. They don't show up, and the game there's only like 3-4 people, and then it doesn't go. So having this
live list,
more of a live list, is definitely
it's the best way to do it. So but I don't know what else we have to talk about. I think that's about it. Do you guys have any questions for us? I mean, you guys can ask any questions. I guess we'll stay on for another minute or two for any questions. But we do have to get ready. We do have to get dressed up. We dropped about $4,500 on these outfits. It's obviously not the first time we're going to wear, or not the last time we're going to wear it. It is the first time that we're going to have it live on stream. And I'm looking forward to these probably just as much as I'm looking forward to playing poker. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not too sweaty on camera.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
I don't think they allow it at other table games. Oh, outfits. What's going on? We have a theme that we're debuting today at the live stream in a matter of 4 hours. So I appreciate the Isle of Man, because I know right now it's like 11 o'clock at night. But if you're awake at 3 o'clock your time, sir, you will see Wayne and I debut our amazing outfits. And we have a theme. We're going to keep a theme going for the whole WSOP and all of these stream games. Pimp suits, basically. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, those pimp suits, it's got a chance. That's all I got to tell you. I'll be there at 1 a.m. my time. Don't worry. We appreciate you, Matt. And we appreciate all you guys. If you have any other questions, go ahead and shoot it. Otherwise, this tequila drinking almost 45-year-old is going to go have one more doob while Wayne takes a shower, so that way I can shower next, and then we'll get all dolled up for you guys.
We'll see you guys on the live stream, and
this is going to be great. Definitely share it with as many people as you can when the live stream goes live. If you want more of these live streams, we need to compete with JRB's 100-200 game. God bless JRB. What a great guy. But I'm glad to be competing against his live stream. And actually, that's what they're measuring our numbers with.
Yeah.
And first of all, we're honored, to be compared to JRB in his 100-200 game. So, huge shout out there. But definitely tune in, share it on social media, make some comments while you're watching it. Hit the like, because when you hit the like, it feeds the algorithm. Do all that stuff for us, guys, if you want to see more of these streams out there. Are you normally allowed to film at the Venetian, or did you have to get permission? We had to get permission, but now they're more lenient about it. They do, I believe, allow anybody to film. You just have to notify the floor people that you're filming.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to be no filming, and they changed that policy. As a matter of fact, Wayne and I were the first two that were allowed to film in the Venetian out of everybody.
Yeah.
So kudos to the Venetian. Like, this place is great. I mean, I thought it was great before we signed up with them and everything. But even since signing up with them, they've been nothing but world class and first class. Like, honestly, they're truly. I'd rather deal with them than any other resort in Vegas. Not that I won't deal with other resorts in Vegas, but I mean, I love the Venetian.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. So
cool. All right.
Well, all right, everybody.
That's it. We'll see you guys in 4 hours.
Oh, we have one more question. Any idea why they're more uptight about the other table games like craps? I don't know. I know that there was a recent gaming commission that looked at other casinos and money laundering, and resorts got fined. I don't quote me on this, but I thought they got fined like $500,000, or maybe it was 500 million. I can't remember what the number was, but I know there was an investigation with money laundering. So all the casinos in Las Vegas have been doing their due diligence and being compliant with the law, which is appropriate. We have more questions. Do they deliver food from Cafe Grand Lux? Great question, Matt. That is something they are working on. We've got a commitment from Tommy, who is the poker room director, poker room manager, that they are in the process of making that work. They should have it in the next month or so. He did allow us to make that public announcement that the Grand Deluxe will be able to deliver food to the poker room sometime in the next month. And one of the things they hired us for is to give them honest feedback from the poker perspective. And that's one thing we kept, I guess, hounding Tommy about. And I'm so glad that he listened, because, yeah, you can order from the Grand Deluxe sometime in the next month or so.
What's the buy-in tonight? So it's 1K min, 5K max.
Yeah, I'm buying in for 5K. I'm bringing 20 to 30. What are you buying in for, Wayne?
I'm gonna probably start with 3, but I have about 12 behind, so hopefully I don't need that much, because that would be unfortunate.
Oh my God! If we punt off 30,000 between the two of us, we will look really dumb.
Yeah,
and probably even dumber.
Yeah, that'll be rough. So, but yeah, no. So we're at almost 2:00 Pacific time. So we are going to be playing in about 3 hours. Actually playing, but
the live stream will be 4
hours with the hour delay. So just want to make that clear. But yeah, like Josh said, share it. If you're in town, want to do the meetup game tomorrow, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So play smart, everybody, and
run like a god.
Yeah.